August favorites. Yay! What the? Hi everyone, this is Jen and welcome back to my channel. So the last video that I did, I updated you guys on the future direction of this channel, but that doesn't mean I'm going to completely cut out beauty videos on my channel. So I do have an August favorites for you guys. I have not been doing a good job of doing these monthly updates, so this is actually going to be like the past 2 to 3 months, I guess, worth of things that I've been loving. So that's pretty typical for this channel, so if you are a Muse fan, then you'll be used to this. But anyway, there's a lot of Korean and non-Korean products that I've been loving. I'll have all of the links for you guys down in the description bar below, and I also have an exciting announcement for a special that is coming up for Muse Beauty for the next month. So do stay tuned for that. If you're excited, make sure to give this video a thumbs up before we begin, and let us start. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the oldies but goodies, because every time I do this video, I actually have a dilemma of whether I should mention these products or not, since some of these products are like my ultimate holy grails that I just don't ever not use in my life, I guess. Of course, SK2 facial treatment essence, I still use that very, very faithfully, and I guess sometimes I just feel like it's repeating it, so I try to show you guys the new favorites every month. Then that's also not really honest, so I thought I would mention it. So SK2 facial treatment essence, I didn't even think about bringing the product to show you guys because that's how much I've repeated it. So that is the first thing that I have been loving. I still love it on my skin. I can't live without that product. Here's something that I've been talking about for like literally 7 or 8 years on my channel. It's my ultimate hand cream that I can't live without, and I literally have been buying tubes and tubes of this over and over throughout the past 7 or 8 years or something, ever since I came across it for my 21st birthday present. Thank you, Steve. It's the L'Occitane hand cream. It's the dry skin hand cream with 20% shea butter. I just cannot live without this hand cream. I have tried so many different types of hand creams over the years, but I always come back to this. It's the right amount of moisture, it's the right amount of thickness in the texture without being greasy, without having transfer. It actually absorbs really well. It blends suitably nice, not being too light and watery and just disappearing, and not being way too thick and greasy and not absorbing, if you know what I mean. And I love like the shea butter fragrance. I've been using this since before I got sensitive to fragrances, so it never occurred to me, but it's probably a natural fragrance of shea butter, but I love it. It's highly concentrated, penetrates quickly, softens the hands. I use it every night without fail. I also use the foot cream as well, but I didn't bring it because I thought there were too many products to show you guys in this video. Yeah, it is actually one of those hand creams that doesn't leave your hand feeling even more drier afterwards, which interestingly a lot of hand creams tend to do, because a lot of them do contain alcohol. So for me anyway, this one is my wonder worker and I cannot live without it, so I've been loving that. And another HG status product you guys would have heard me talking about thousands of times. I just thought I'd show it to you guys. It is Clio's Kill Black eyeliner in the brush version. I've been loving this since I first started YouTube, just like the L'Occitane and facial treatment essence by SK2. Just some products, they stay with you for life, and they have gone almost a decade in my life. So Kill Black, my ultimate favorite. If you guys have never come across it, if you're new, it's supposed to be waterproof. It's not completely waterproof, but it totally smudges nicely if it ever smudges. It never crumbles. It's got the perfect black pigmentation. The brush is super smooth and nice. You can get a thick and a thin line. It's very easy to use. It's like really forgiving, and over the years they have improved on the packaging. It used to be really like everything just disappears after a while, and the brush used to be a little less long life. It's my absolute favorite eyeliner. Been loving that. Another holy grail product that is always with me, Too Cool for School's Art Class by Rodin Contour Kit, which I've talked about so many times, with Muse Beauty Concealer Brush. Actually, this is holy grail for me as well. Even though I created it to be for under eye concealer, I use it for my nose contouring. So this is an absolute favorite. Actually, I have a new one because I've hit pan, and basically what I do is I grab that middle color here. The brush, it's super soft and it kind of like points at the top, so it's really good for getting into, hang on, am I doing a tutorial here? Let me just see while I'm doing it. Welcome to my channel, guys. A lot of impromptus. The perfect shape, the softness, everything to get that really pointed, nice tip. Blending works really nicely as well, and also the sides here, like you can get that precision without way too much product. It's not super dense, so it like packs it on and it blends so nicely. It's like the perfect shape for blending up to the eyebrows. I love it for using it right underneath here to bring out my ego's hair, and also just down below. So that was a little mini tutorial, but that has been my absolute favorite. I also use it to contour the rest of my face as well. And while we're at it, I have a special announcement for Muse Beauty. I'm not sure if you know, but William's birthday is September 11, 9/11. Same birthday as my mom, can you believe it? So in celebration of his birthday in September, we're gonna be having a 10% off discount code throughout all of September. All you need to do is put in the discount code of GRUMPS, for Grumpy Oppa, Grumps, I'll leave it here. And you can grab that 10% off. If you want to do like some early Christmas shopping for yourself or for your friend, now is probably the time if you are thinking of getting new brushes that are handmade, vegan, cruelty-free, tailor-made in Korea. This month has sort of been a Bobbi Brown type of month. I've been really loving the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation, SPF 15 PA++. It's a full cover, oil-free shine control foundation. My one is in Zero Porcelain. I use it with a damp beauty blender and I have it on today. It's just a really beautiful, natural, nice feeling and pleasant feeling foundation that gives you that full coverage. It's buildable and it doesn't cake. It lasts really well throughout the day for me, and I have normal skin with a slightly oily T-zone, and this shade is just beautiful for me. I think it really lifts my complexion. I love the texture of it and I love the look that it gives my skin. A lot of BB cushions or cushion foundations, they do give you that automatic beautiful glow, but it's definitely not as long lasting as foundations. So when I am leaning towards foundations, I always actually reach for my Bobbi Brown foundation, which is kind of rare. I'm not sure if you guys know, but I don't really talk a lot about foundations or Western foundations for that matter. Actually, sometimes I do. Okay. The finish of it is kind of like a satin or semi-matte. But throughout the day, it kind of looks nicer and nicer as your natural skin's oils start to seep through the skin. It just looks healthier and there's a slight glow to it, but it doesn't become oily. I think if you do have really oily skin, you might want to just test it out before you get it, because sometimes when I get a lot of oiliness around my forehead, I do feel it kind of, it doesn't patch, but it kind of rises a little bit, so I have to sort of pat it down a little. That sounds so disgusting, but that's the only way I can describe it. But apart from that, like the rest of the face, it looks flawless all day long, and there's very little transfer and very little darkening. So yeah, absolute favorite foundation for the past few months. So while we're on the topic of foundation, I'm gonna share with you guys my favorite cushion foundations for the past few months. This was really hard to choose because I need to basically do a top 5 or 10 cushion foundations video, because I kind of really switched through a couple different ones, but I had to choose like the key ones. I really had to ask myself, Jen, which ones do you always have in your bag? And I had to choose the top 2 out of them. So this is not an be-all end-all. I definitely have some others that I really like too, but the ones to show you guys for this past few months anyway are these 2. You guys would probably have been expecting the Moonshot Micro Setting Fit Cushion Foundation. My one's in shade 101 and it has SPF 50+ PA++. You guys would have heard me reviewing this so many times already, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but it's just right. It gives you a beautiful glow without the sticky dewiness that doesn't last very long, without too much of a matteness that patches throughout the day. Semi-satin velvet finish, brightens and lifts the complexion, and it's really, really natural looking whilst it still gives you medium buildable coverage. And it has the sponge that you guys know that I love, this teardrop shaped one, which works beautifully for underneath the eye area here. I just love this cushion. And the other one is Shiseido's cushion. This is called the Synchro Skin Glow Cushion Compact. It's got SPF of 23 and my shade is in neutral 1. So this one is obviously slightly pricier, but for me, this one is a beautiful topping cushion foundation, which gives you that strobed look. If you are porcelain or like a pale girl, and you're looking for something that really does not oxidize and fail you throughout the day, leaving you just looking dull and, you know, a bit darkened, you have to try the Shiseido one. It really gives you the most lifted complexion, and the luminosity and the brightened effect has the least amount of oxidization and darkening from all of the cushion foundations I have. It is a more present type of cushion foundation though, so you can feel a slight stickiness to it. I think it's a lot more suitable for winter or those who have dry skin, because it does provide a bit of that moisturized feeling, and it does have a little bit of transfer, but for the glow, sometimes it's worth it. So yeah, they're my two favorite cushion foundations. My next favorite is actually a new release by Benefit. When I first received it, I was like, wow, they came up with a really creative idea. You guys know I got to interview Julie Bell, who's the one who, you know, came up with all of the amazing brow products at Benefit. She's such an inspirational woman, and if you guys missed that interview, I really do recommend, if you're someone who likes to glean inspiration and motivation from very successful women or people out there, I really recommend you to watch that interview if you want to. She has so much to give, so much pearls of wisdom. When I got to sort of tap into her and how she thinks and how she's come up with products in the past, now I see Benefit products differently, and it's amazing how those kind of things can really help shape your view of things when you know the behind story behind everything and the people behind it. So anyway, I've been actually really liking this product. I've been using it every single day since I received it. It is the Benefit Brow Contour Pro. It's got 4 different knobs at the top, and each shade is different, and it's in the shape of like one of those, I forgot what they're called, multi-pens? Eye pens. The ones that have like the red, blue, you guys know what I'm talking about. So you can click down these little knobs and get different colors coming out. And they all have like a lighter shade, a deeper shade, a definer color for like defining the edges of your brows, and a highlighter color for highlighting underneath or above, or wherever you want to highlight. So it's got a little bit of a plastic container in which it's in, because it's a very waxy sort of formula, and you can twist it up so the product continues to come out every time you twist it, just like a pen. You can't push it back down though, so just to be aware of that. I don't know, I think the color just suits so well, and it's so easy to use. The thickness of it is perfect. It's not too thin, it's not too thick, perfectly waxy, so it actually holds all the brows in place. It works really quickly and evenly. The shade is beautiful for me. It's so handy that there's a darker shade here as well, because I always use the darker shade on the outer parts of my brows. So really well thought out. I do use the darker shade on the outer part, and sometimes I use these brighter sections. I know you guys know that Koreans don't really tend to do that with their makeup style, but it definitely does make your brows look a lot neater and well shaped for photos. So sometimes I do use it. I just love the formulations of them. I think mainly I just really love that the shade is really good. It's really hard to find an ashy blonde color that's truly ashy blonde without being a little red undertoned. Now for eyeshadows, this month a new brand that I have been loving are the Klavu Urban Pulsation Mono Shadows. Are they called mono shadows? They're just called sparkle eyeshadows. These ones are the ones that I've been loving. This one's in Marigold Peach, and this one's in Silver Lilac. So super cute. Here's the packaging. So you guys have seen me talking about this brand quite a lot, Klavu. They actually specialize in skincare, but they do have a wide range of makeup products as well. I really like this color in particular, the Silver Lilac, because I have been all about the silver and the pastel purple, especially with my hair being a lot of different kind of like pastel shades. Just beautiful. I've been loving them. They're very nice to foil onto the lids and also just use lightly as a shade all over with a little bit of a beautiful sparkle to it. So I actually have this on my lids today. If you guys can see, I have a little bit of those colors there. Lola's like sitting on my bed watching me. This is the first time I think she's seen me filming a makeup kind of video. It's so cute. So Lola has actually been one of my favorites. Probably my favorite for the past month. Do you want to come out and say hi actually, Lola? Do you want to come say hi? Lola, but she looks so comfortable. I feel bad to bring her. For more eyeshadows, another eyeshadow palette that I've been really liking is actually this one that I opened with you guys. It's the Chikai Chiko One Shot Eye Palette. I think I showed you guys this in the cruelty-free Korean beauty video. It's so cute. Look at it. It's got cute little sneak previews of the colors like that and the colors at the back. This palette is so ruined right now, so please don't mind, but I have been loving all of these here. Sometimes these ones, but you guys know I'm not like really a huge matte person, so I've been loving these. This one I kind of ruined today. It's very like crumbled at the moment, but the color's really pretty. So I use these when I feel like a kind of romantic look on my eyes. The colors are really pretty. It's not too warm or not too cool. So I've been liking them. Now for blushes, I've been really loving my friend's blushes. She has actually come out with her own blush collection and they are beautiful. So I've actually been really loving these two colors, and pretty much all I've been using on my cheeks apart from this other Japanese one by CanMake. The name is Peach C and it's called the Peach Cotton Blushers. So it looks like this. It's a matte kind of packaging. It's very simple. They're both very kind of pastel-y, kind of highlighty kind of colors, so it's perfectly down my alley. This one is a little bit more of a peachy color. It's the Coral Pichiku. And this one is the Shy Pichiku, so it's a little bit more of a pinky, flirtier color. These are definitely the type of blushes to look a lot better on your face than on camera, especially on video. Sometimes powder blushes on top of a cream foundation can ruin the whole texture, if you guys know what I mean. It kind of like just patches and gets all powdery and cakey. I found that these ones are very velvety, so they don't really do that much. Sometimes it does, depending on what kind of foundation base I have on, but for the most part, it's just really smooth and soft looking and just like baby cheeks kind of thing. So I love actually mixing these two colors, and I like putting that flirtier pink one on top of that kind of muted coral color. And if you guys remember, in my Best of Beauty Awards videos, I've been talking about, please, K-Beauty, please come out with some better blushes, because I personally have always preferred Japanese and Western blushes over Korean ones. I always felt like Korean blushes are not very pigmented enough, the texture of it is not very long lasting and things like that. So these ones have definitely kind of broken that book, and I think from now on, K-Beauty will start to make a lot better blushes too. So now for base products, the two base products that I've been loving are these two. One is Korean, one is Western. I'll start off with the Korean one because I've shown you guys this already, so not much of an intro is required. I unboxed this in my last video. It's the Moonshot Multi Protection UV Bouncer. Since I opened it, I've actually been using it like every day. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's a very fixing in place, but still giving you a bit of that hydrated feeling with sunscreen, with a bit of a lifted complexion look, and it's a beautiful texture. It's a pump bottle, and the formula itself just basically looks like a cream. It does apply like a cream too. It's just really nice and blendable. It just feels like you're putting skincare on, and it's definitely not thick at all. It's like really refreshing. I think I would actually recommend this for anyone who likes to achieve that K-Beauty glowy look but doesn't like the feeling of the glow, so like without that wet kind of texture. I think I would recommend this for the Asia Pacific region of like kind of tropical weather. It'll fix your makeup in place and give you the protection from the sun as well. So the other base that I've been loving is the Stila One Step Correct Skin Tone Correcting and Brightening Primer. Tell me guys, how have I never used this product? I don't know. I don't know why it took so long to use this. I think it just didn't really appeal to me, the packaging and the colors of those bits in there, but the texture and the last that it gives you is amazing. It really blends beautifully. It is actually very similar to the Moonshot one, but it doesn't have the sunscreen in it. It is similar in that it just blends like a skincare product, kind of like a hydrating lotion. You do have to blend it in well because it does kind of bring out some of those colors in there, and it does ever so slightly brighten the complexion, but not really as much as like Korean brightening primers. I think this is one of my like most trustworthy primers, especially for example, if I'm going to like a tropical country and I need to look good for an event. This is gonna always be with me, I think, until I find a better one. But yes, these are my favorite primers for the past few months. I have makeup all over my legs right now. For highlight, this is my absolute favorite, guys, and I need to share this with you. I don't know if I have. William got this for me a while ago, and it took me a while to use it because I don't know why. I don't know why, but I love it so much. I've been using it so much. It is Dior's highlighter. It's the Dior Skin Nude Air Luminizer Glow Addict, a compact powder, very long name. And my one is in 002 Hollow Gold. It's the most beautiful color. It looks really kind of tannish in the pan, but on the skin, as you can see, it really brightens, and it actually just becomes like a sheen of champagne with slight pinky goldy undertone shine, which makes it really unique, and it just looks so beautiful on the skin. I have it on my cheeks today. The sheen of it is beautiful without looking tacky at all, but it is very glamorous. So it's important to go with a light hand if you want something that's very natural. It's definitely more of a nighttime type of highlight, but as you can see, it just picks up the skin in a way that's unique. So it gives you a little bit of a, I don't know how to explain it, but it definitely has a multi-tone to it. So it kind of makes you kind of look again because there's something different about it. MAC's highlights are amazing too. I've been loving them, and I was trying to decide whether I've been loving them more or this one more, but I had to pick up this one to show you guys because it's definitely the one that I kind of would take with me if I had to really look good for somewhere. So yes, I've been loving this dual highlight, and I also love the number 001 as well. I just can't find it. It's in one of my travel bags somewhere. Almost finished, guys. For the under eye highlight, I've been loving the Style Nanda 3CE Eye Switch in Double Note. So this one is the one that has a little bit more of a thicker kind of chunks going through it. The other two have smaller chunks in them, but they have a different undertone. So this one, as you can see, it kind of has that unicorn glow in its bluish purple kind of hologram color. The other two colors from their eye switches are more greeny. I actually have the other ones on my eyes today. They're a bit greeny. I'm not sure if it's picking up. And the reason I opted for the chunkier one is because this one gives you the more statement kind of eye glitter. Sometimes the ones that have really small particles get crusty and just flake off throughout the day. But that sounds so gross, right? But these bigger, chunkier ones are beautiful in that you can just take kind of like one chunk and place it under the eye, just one chunk, like right there. And it just kind of glints and gives you that glam without being like bam in your face kind of thing. It does pick up and it doesn't crust off throughout the day like the finer particle one versions do. And I just love the way that it shines in that sort of cool toned holographic feel that you guys know I'm all about these days. So yeah, have been absolutely loving this. I actually carry this around with me. Before I move on to lips, I have to share this weird one with you guys. You guys have to promise not to laugh, okay? But when I found this, I was like, oh my gosh, lifesaver, absolute lifesaver. I'm like, why did it take the world so long to come up with something like this? Or maybe I just didn't ever come across it. I don't know about you guys, but I have a flat back head, okay? The back of my head is flat as a pancake. Like, my mom did not have enough time of the day. I was the second child to like turn my head as I'm sleeping so that my head doesn't become too flat on one side. Obviously, she was tied down. Obviously, there were other things going on when she had me. So I was just probably, this is my theory anyway, with the flatness of the back of my head, I was probably just lying down on the back of my head all of my childhood. I don't know. But anyways, okay, I always have to make sure that I kind of like, you know, volume that part and get my roots kind of like volumized and oomphed up. But I have come across these guys shining in all its glory. I'm so glad I got it. I think they were only like a couple dollars. Basically like this black sponge thing. It has this kind of like Velcro type of thing so that your hair sticks on the front and back. You get layer of the hair, wherever your hair is kind of flat, you kind of just shove it in there. Just like press it right in there, press it down, and then ta-da! No blow dryer to put the roots in and all of those crazy sprays you put in. It's a bit much on the side of my head, but I do use it on days when I absolutely have not made any attempt to volumize my hair, or I use it for the back of my head. But any flat back head people out there, I say it with a twitching eye, you will not regret it. Join the club. Now, I'm gonna talk about lip products as my final category, and just before I go into it, I'm just gonna touch up because I think my lips have disappeared. Okay. So, for my favorite lip products, I'm just gonna choose a couple products because I really do go through a lot throughout the month. But I have come back to this one, guys, and I don't even know if they're still making it. I just bought tons of backups of this, so I still have a lot of it because it's my absolute favorite lip tint color. It is the iEu0GN7c 22 Dual Lip Tint and Gloss in Cashmere, which you guys have heard me talking about so much. I just absolutely love this red color. I still have not found a replacement or dupe for it. If I have found something similar, it's just not similar enough. So I still have been loving this. I don't really like the gloss as much as I told you guys, but something about this color and formula is just really unique, and I've never found exactly the same one yet so far. This red just totally lifts up my game. Whatever day I'm on, I bring it with me, lifts up my complexion. I think it's just my holy grail color for my skin tone. and the makeup that I do. For other days when I'm wanting like a pink kind of creamier tint, I absolutely love MAC's tints. This is the Versicolor varnish in number 108 Varnishly Red. So it is a little on the redder side, but it is a pink tint. It's a beautiful packaging and it has a really beautiful formula that never patches or dries out the lips. It is really creamy and nice and pleasant to work with. It's not the most long lasting, but it is just typical for a tint. Okay, so that is the color right there. So these two are my absolute favorite tints for the past few months. And for lip balms, I love the lip balm look over a lip gloss because you can't feel it, your hair doesn't stick to it, and it still gives you that plumped look with a slight tint of color. And I have absolutely been loving Bobbi Brown's lip balms. This is really hands down my favorite lip balms ever. Really, really gorgeous, minimalistic, sleek packaging, the way that I love it in pure white. So this one is Bare Pink. It's a really pale color that becomes a little pinkier on the lips, kind of like the Dior Addict lip balm. I forgot what it's called now, it's been so long. And this one is Bare Pink Sparkle. So it is a bare pink color, but it has a little bit of sparkle in it. Ever so slightly adds this beautiful sparkle to the lips. I usually don't like that, but this one is just so subtle and nice. I love it so much, the consistency, and although it does add a bit of color, it's a really great lip balm itself. I like it a lot more than Burt's Bees lip balms. I like it better than Benefit's ones, but these ones actually hydrate and nourish the lips, and of course it gives you that beautiful color, so I cannot live without them right now. Alright, and last but not least, I'm finally revealing what I use to dye my hair with no damage, and actually it's not dyeing, it's actually just a color treatment in the shower. I'm always switching up my hair color because I'm a chameleon basically. You guys know that I love to express myself through my hair color. That's why I like to keep my hair light so that I can always have the option of changing what color I put on top of it. So when I found out that there are such things as color treatments, color shampoos, or color conditioners which do it in the shower while you're actually treating your hair as a conditioner or a treatment, I was like, I need this in my life. And so I've actually been using this for months. So I'm surprised that I have not shown it to you earlier. But the one that I've been loving, and you guys can see in my hair right now, is a brand called Overtone. This is an American brand, Overtone Color on Instagram. I think I found them through Instagram actually. They did reach out and send me some of their products and I just got hooked onto it. So the ones that I love in particular are Pastel Purple Deep Treatment and the Vibrant Blue Deep Treatment. So if you guys have seen my previous videos where my hair is kind of like this beautiful blue color, it's this color. And sometimes I just love to mix around. I love the Vibrant Purple as well. I like to mix them or just apply a different color here and a different color here. You leave it on for about 5 minutes. If you want it to be more vibrant, 15 minutes. And if you want it to be really vibrant, make sure that your hair is actually bleached out to the max if you want to beforehand. It will just really sit a lot better. So the colors are just beautiful. It really does treat my hair while it works. It looks a little scary at first if you're new to these kind of things because the color's so super vibrant, but it really depends on how long you leave it in for, as I said, but the color's beautiful. And it lasts for a really good long time, I'd say about, for me anyway, it does usually last about 2 to 3 weeks before I have to do another treatment of like 5 to 10 minutes in the shower, and that's basically all that I do. I do also like the Vibrant Pink one, but that doesn't really turn out that much on my hair. So these are my absolute favorites, and I really needed to introduce this to you guys if anyone of my Muso fam are into coloring their hair and doing all that ombre stuff as well. So yeah, so I finally updated you guys with how I color my hair with no damage. Alright, so that is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed catching up with me and all of the stuff that I've been loving for my own hair and skin. And I would love to know actually what's one thing that you guys have been loving for the past few months, or what's your recent favorite holy grail product. Share that goodness with us. Reminder, I'll have all of the links down below. And also another quick reminder again, if you've forgotten, September 10% discount, Muse Beauty, you can get those brushes. Oppa's birthday month special. So I'll have that info down below as well for Muse Beauty. But yeah, apart from that, I'm super excited to be in Bali. I think when this goes up, I'll be in Bali to celebrate Oppa's birthday. I'll also vlog my trip to Bali if you guys would like it, so stay tuned. And I hope you guys have a really wonderful week. Stay beautiful inside and out. Remember how beautiful, loved, cherished, and valuable you are. Subscribe if you haven't already to join us. Enjoy notifications good. And I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye everyone! 다음에 또 봐요.